White opens with, "Hi, can I schedule a test drive?" Which is a reasonable request when buying a new car. How else are you meant to know if your third leg fits inside the exhaust? Book move. Black hits back with a picture of the car in ruins, followed by "Absolutely!" exclamation point. Do you want to push it, or should I cut a hole in the floor so you can Flintstone it? Jesus Christ, bro, didn't have to be this rude. The best move would have been to politely saying it's broken, but they played a blunder instead. Next, I don't sell to your people. White started with a crazy opener that has to go down as a mistake. Let's hope it isn't racially motivated. Excuse me, What is that supposed to mean, Is Black's response to such a prejudicial comment, and I'd be confused too. What kind of person doesn't deserve to buy a goddamn record player? Good move. White replies with, I don't sell to atheists, and it's not that deep. Nobody deserves this treatment other than a gooner, which is why this is another mistake from White, and Black resigns because you can't win with these sorts of sellers. Next, White kicks us off asking, is this still available? Which is the E4 of text chess and a book move. Black replies with, still have them, got take the post down, there the was drying them black for vot to tame off, M Wagen, I SRA R text the die pro CDS, and I can't tell whether they had a stroke or chose to speak in a different language. This move made zero sense and does nothing to help Black in the game, making it a miss. Pardon, is White's forced response, because no one in the world can translate this except the sender. Instead of translating though, they respond with, YR welcome, and resign the match, leaving one of the biggest plot holes in text chess history. Next, White's first move is, what time are you available? Entering the negotiation phase off the rip with this book move. It looks like they've already agreed on a price. Black responds with, I'm free all day, keeping an open schedule, which is a great move. Finding a time for White to pick up the item in question should be as easy as getting a girl's number in my body. White then replies, okay, Dash, how about around 2, We can meet at a public place, Dash, whatever makes you comfortable, which is super professional and kind. Almost too professional. Great move. Does the neighborhood Walmart on 50th and L work? Would a different location be better for you? Sweating face. Hey, I don't want to get annoying, but are you still interested in selling them? Black plays a mistake on the offense as nothing screams desperation more than texting the seller on 2 separate days. This player definitely needs a job as they clearly have too much time to play text chess. The crazy thing is they're not even done. White then drops a paragraph bigger than your mom's ass reading, I'm gonna say my part and then leave you alone, but it's very upsetting that I tell you I'm trying to get me a pair of skates for my birthday, and then you make a deal with me and arrange to meet, and then you start ignoring me so you can sell them to someone else, period. I hit you up first, you said the pair had been sitting in your closet for a while, and you're not gonna give them to the first person who asked for them, That's so rude, period. Have the day you deserve. Holy shit. White must really like these roller skates, but I have to call this a blunder. Wasting 10 minutes typing a paragraph to Black won't change anything, and to twist a well-known quote, there are plenty of other roller skates in the sea. Black replies, found someone I know personally that will take them, period. It's a trust thing, Dash. Nothing to do with you individually, period. Have a good day. And the reason would be valid if it wasn't about to be disproved in the next match. Black aborts and cues again. They receive a message from another White player asking, is this available? Which is a book move. Black responds with, yes, are you interested? Like a fucking snake. After saying they were giving the skates to a family member, they're now trying to give it to a new buyer. Plot twist of the century and a mistake. Yes, are you firm on the price? White unknowingly plays a miss here because even if Black is firm on the price, we have learned that they will not be firm on the listing. Black pretends to be innocent and hits back with, nah, I just want to make sure someone to have them that will use them. I'll send you the sizing chart though so you can make sure whatever is wearing them will fit, before sending a size chart, and let me just check if I'm above average real quick, oh shit, it's for skates. Despite being the villain, Black's move was an excellent move, securing the scale. Thumbs up emoji, 5 minutes, is White's response, then the item is sold to them, which is a great move where both parties got what they wanted, but there's one more message. Also, I'm not sure why you denied selling to my girlfriend and lied to her saying you knew someone personally that you trust, period. I don't know you, and I'm a random man that you gave the address to your house. Where's the trust in that, Thanks for the skates, have the time you deserve, period. Absolute fucking cinema is the only way I can describe this trophy move. Black completely played white in this game. Next, white asks, "Hello, is this still available?" Question mark, which is a traditional book move. Black hits back with, "Yes, keeping things short and sweet to advance negotiations quickly, an important opening principle and a book move response, including everything how much." White cuts to the chase and asks for the price right away. This is an excellent move, as most people on this app try to lowball off the rip, but this player means business. $100 is Black's price, which is a bit high for the second hand and a mistake of an offer. White would be stupid to not negotiate. Luckily, White has brains and responds with, "I'm angry," before resigning the match. I would rather lose ELO than spend $100 on second-hand matches too. Actually, it depends on who used it. Next, looks pricey, $80, LMK, exclamation point. White kicks us off with a low ball, which goes down as a book move, but typically these openings aren't received well by the opponent. Black responds with, "Sure, I will do it. I can meet today," providing a bigger plot twist than my mom deciding not to abort me. Accepting a low ball is rare but kind, so a good move. White then says, "Yeah, just sold it, sorry," exclamation point. That makes no sense. How can the buyer sell the item? Someone needs to get this player into some sort of mental asylum after this blunder. What? Question mark. I didn't sell it yet. Black reassures White that the item is still up for grabs with a good move, but it didn't work as White hits back with a thumbs up emoji, and I'm convinced that this excellent move is rage bait. Black falls into it and replies with, "So do you want it or are you wasting my time? Bitch." This is a miss because how on earth can someone miss the fact that this is rage bait and make their anger evident? Black is such a dumbass. White says sorry like a good boy, finishing the match with a checkmate on Black. By the way, this match was submitted on my Discord, so make sure to join with the link in the description to submit yours. Next, White asks, "Would you take a swap with cash on top?" Question mark, which is a popular method that buyers use to get items and a book move. Black hits back with, "No, sorry, because I've already bought another bike," declining the reasonable offer in a reasonable way which you can't hate. Good move. Black explains, "I wasn't gonna swap a bike, but okay. And now I think of it, it's a bit strange that Black assumed the trade offer was a bike. Bro is not a psychic. Mistake." "Ah, okay, what have you got?" Question mark. This is a forced move from Black to find out what White is actually putting on the table. If I was him, I would be crossing my toes that it's White's V card. Was gonna say 220 pounds cash and a electric scooter. Could possibly collect today if was to take offer, is White's response, which is also a good move, allowing the negotiations to move quickly and giving Black the option to take it or leave it politely. Black replies with, "No thanks, got no need for one," using their manners, making it a great move. Manners are an unspoken rule in text chess matches, and those who use them typically get a huge advantage. White hits back with, "Could sell it," playing a blunder like an absolute dumbass. The reason this move weakens White's position is because it gives Black an easy counter, which they spot as they reply, "So could you," diagonal laughing emoji, on the offense. Black spots the best move and executes it to perfection. White gives an excuse and says, "Ain't got the time to deal with messers," which is sort of valid, but what makes them think Black has the time to do that? They're not the only person with the life. Yup, me too. Black checkmates White with this move, and while both players had a strong start mid-game, White threw it in the endgame. Sounds a bit like me in bed, except this match would be much shorter. Much shorter. Next, White begins by asking, "Can I come to see it please?" Question mark, a kind of way of checking if the item is worth buying and a book move. Black hits back with, "Of course, I'm based in Hall Green, blank." Alright, me personally, I wouldn't dox myself after one message from someone, but hey ho, anything to sell an item on the marketplace, I guess. Good move. White replies with, "What's your full address?" asking for even more precise information, which is a definite blunder. Black was pretty stupid to provide a rough area, but no way they are dumb enough to hand out this info. Holy shit, Black sent their address in this outrageous move. For all they know, White could be the Diddy in the making, so why the fuck would you drop an address that easily? Bro definitely didn't attend cybersecurity classes. Luckily, White is in a Diddy blood and region and politely asks, "Can myself and my husband move in with you?" White plays a mistake as people don't ask to move in with sellers on Facebook Marketplace. I regret to inform that this wasn't the norm. Next, I'm interested in desk. Short and straight to the goddamn point is how I would describe this good move from White. It's also how I describe my deck. Black hits back with, "It is still available. LMK if you have any questions or concerns, period. My name is blank. And this is way too professional for Facebook Marketplace business. Where are all the curse words and slurs? Inaccuracy." White replies asking, "Lowest you would take." My daughter is legally blind and needs a desk in her room. First of all, being blind has no correlation to needing a desk, and second of all, this is such a shit lie. White should never play poker, and this blunder makes this inherently clear. What they should do is like and subscribe to Text Chest though, because we're chasing 100,000 subscribers. How else am I supposed to take over the world? Next, White jumps in with an offer of $300 cash and then sends a picture holding the money. This is a psychological play where White is hoping to make Black perceive the money with more value. Book move. Black responds to the play with Lamau, which has so much aura and is the best move. There's literally no better way to reject an offer than physically laughing at it. Question mark, question mark. This desperate response from White shows how little understanding they have of the game Text Chess. Any low to mid ELO player should know that laughing at you means fuck off in a different language, and White failed to read that with this miss. Black answers the dumbass by explaining, sending me a pick of money doesn't change the fact that your offer sucks, seeing right through White's mind games with a brilliant move. Next, White says not for free, and considering they're on a platform built for selling shit, this makes sense. Good move. Black hits back with, so I'm not entitled to a free TV because I do not drive SMH. And I got to be charged delivery for something that's free, SMH. And damn, I missed some context. So the TV is free, but Black is mad that White won't deliver it for free too. What an asshole. Blunder. I'm not driving an hour one way to give you something for free. It ain't my fault you can't fucking drive, you fucking loser. I'll throw it out before I deliver it for free. White plays a good move in response, and this is a valid crash out. If Black wants a whole ass TV for free, they should at least have the decency to get a train or something to its location. White isn't a slave. Next, good morning, is this available? White starts with E4, except adds a twist in good morning, which is a book move. Black hits back with, yes, it is available. Are you interested? Smiling face. This sweet response from Black is a good move as it answers White's question and continues negotiations. White replies with, no, like an absolute savage. The sole purpose of this was to annoy Black though, and they resign in a response, making it a fail and an inaccuracy. Next, White starts with, hi, is this Dan with the aluminum LS1 on Craigslist? A casual book move, setting things straight. Yes, it is the forced response from Black in order to sell their aluminum LS1. I wish I knew what the fuck one of those things are. They sound kinda cool. I wonder if I can put my d in it. White replies, would you take 200 cash for it today? Putting their first offer out there. This is definitely a high elo marketplace game as both people know what they're doing there. Good move. 250, it's yours. Black plays a great move on the defense, trying to get a good value out of their item while still staying below their original asking price. White hits back with a new offer of 225, making their first mistake of the match. Lowballing is okay, but when you try to lowball an already low offer, you're just taking the piss. Black notices this and capitalizes with a new negotiation of 230 and a 10-piece McNuggets. This brilliant move is absolute cinema. White would be a douchebag to turn down such a great opportunity and doesn't, as they reply, that is the best counteroffer I've ever heard, period. What kind of sauce do you want? Showing common courtesy by deciding to give them an option of the sauce too. This is an excellent move that keeps both parties happy. Next, White begins by saying, not going to give away a barely used and expensive longboard for free, and the fact that this guy has to justify not giving away a free item just shows how beggy the people on this goddamn app are. Good move. Black hits back with, fine, I'll give you 25 bucks in a lap dance, ! Winking tongue face. Your profile pic is fire, shrugging emoji, and what a lucky woman White is. I would definitely trade in a longboard for this offer. However, Black dragged it a little bit too much with the compliments, making this only a good move. Dude, stop wasting my time and stop harassing women online. Go get a life. White absolutely cooks Black with this excellent move, putting them back in their place. They did miss out on a pretty good offer though. Next, hi, is this available? White starts with the classic book move opening, which can lead to endless possibilities. Yes, endless. Hi, yes, it's available, is the book move from Black in response to make a very basic set of moves from both players. White replies with, price firm, seeing if they can potentially lowball, which is a mistake. If someone sets a price on Facebook, then the chances are it's firm. That's what setting a price is for. Yes, it is. Black shuts down all chances of a deal for White, who has to pay the price in full or f off back to the catalog. Great move. White then goes wild and responds with, but not gonna lie, I was mainly gonna say you're absolutely fine and gorgeous, content emoji, and damn crying emoji. This is not a marketplace for women dumbasses. White plays a blunder on the offense because no way is this woman accepting a low baller as potential huzz. Things were screwed up the second White asked if the price was firm. Black hits back with the eyes rolled emoji, delivering a satisfying checkmate, but not as satisfying as the feeling of clicking the playlist that's about to come on screen right now.